Lots of people outside today. It is Thanksgiving here in Canada. And what did I read today? I guess it seems like in various places they're really trying to push things like drone delivery. I guess everyone wants to be the first to make their country sound the most sophisticated. This one says, drones deliver sushi, beer, and ice cream in Tel Aviv as part of pilot project. Israel National Drone Initiative enters third phase as momentum builds for government-led unmanned aerial vehicle delivery network. Drones delivered sushi, beer, and ice cream orders to waiting members of the media right off the Tel Aviv beach on Monday as part of a government-led initiative to create a national drone network and pilot drone flights for deliveries across Israel. The National Drone Initiative entered the third of 8 planned phases in the pilot program last week, launching a 10-day demonstration to test drone flights above urban areas in Tel Aviv, Jaffa, Ramat Sharon, Herzliya, and Hadara, where the second phase of the project launched in late June. It says they would have carried out, 300 flights in a day? And you can see in the pictures and all that, some of them look like they're pretty heavy too, like cans of beverages and all that. In the pictures too, you can see how many drones there were in the air at the same time. These are humongous drones too, although it is more for a media event, I guess. It makes me think again, you want to regulate stuff as if they're huge aircrafts and all that, start regulating stuff like this, like these commercial types of operation. Huge difference between someone flying a toy or whatever for fun and all that. And with the holiday here, usually it would mean people would be traveling more. It's kind of interesting though to read how in the US there's an airline that had to suspend thousands of flights. Like at first you'd read this here from Southwest Airlines. Initially it said ATC issues and disruptive weather have resulted in a high volume of cancellations throughout the weekend while we work to recover our operation. We appreciate your patience as we accommodate affected customers, and customer service wait times are longer than usual. So at there you would assume, okay, well, it's just one of those things you can't control, but it's kind of interesting reading things like the comments. It tells a completely different story, I guess, as the situation continued. Like this person here says, this is not an ATC issue. Stop lying, Southwest. Family flew out just fine on JetBlue. Was told it's a lack of crew when I called and no way home till Monday. Unacceptable. And other people here are saying the FAA is currently reporting all major airports have arrival departures 15 minutes or less. It's not an ATC issue. Don't lie to customers. There just seem to be so many theories, like this person here claiming that in San Diego they announced there was a COVID outbreak, so they're saying maybe that was the reason, but I think this one's probably the most logical one that's probably happening. I don't know to how severe. Apparently in the US, I guess down there's a mandate for things like pilots, they have to get vaccinated, and there's a lot of people who don't agree with it. So the theory there is people are actually purposely phoning in sick, for example, as a way to protest. That would actually make more sense. I don't know how legitimate this is, for example, people posting screenshots saying it is because of the vaccination requirements. And from what I gather, it's not necessarily per se for people who don't want to get it in general, as in they don't believe it, let's just say, I don't know, scientifically or whatever. They basically think it's a violation of their rights, to my understanding. That seems to be the biggest issue, because it seems like there's people who are vaccinated that are against this as well. It's just kind of interesting for me to think about in general. The topic is news and information, like all that stuff we've heard of recently where people are being censored, you're not allowed to talk about this and that. I guess this is kind of like an example of that, where you read it from one source, like, okay, well, I guess that's the story. But if you dive into it more, there's public conversation, more facts and stuff start coming out. I think it's important for stuff like that, people to be able to have a dialogue. Otherwise, how else would you know if there's inaccurate information, right? I do wonder how globally this will actually impact people who are mandating these types of restrictions though. Will people basically quit or protest in droves, which basically slows down everything or puts it to a halt? I know I read apparently in some places, like in the UK, I think they lifted all COVID restrictions and stuff like that, to my knowledge. And I think they said they have a labor shortage in various places because no one's doing those jobs in general. So it makes me wonder if the result of, harsh, restrictions and stuff like that, it's going to affect things in other ways, which I even agree with. You have to look at the whole big picture overall as well. Because at this point, even when you read the information, in various countries, everyone's kind of handling it in a different way, and some people have been very successful, not following the exact same ways as some places are, I guess, pushing. So you have to consider everything, in my opinion, which makes me wonder still why people aren't doing that. It's only like one way or the highway. I don't get it. Why people aren't more open-minded to discuss about things like that. Hey, see you guys later.